Welcome to my YouTube channel, Sir Axel lang. Lesson 8, Introduction to Quadratic Functions. Quadratic function is a second-degree polynomial represented as f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0, a, b, and c are real numbers. Quadratic function can be represented by table of values, equations, and graphs. Quadratic function can be represented as f of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. So this is read as function of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. So from our quadratic function, so we have here function of x. So function of x can be also written as y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0. We have a, b, and c are elements of real numbers. Forms of quadratic function. So we have y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. So we also have y is equal to ax squared plus bx. We also have y is equal to ax squared plus c. And also, we have y is equal to x squared. So just like quadratic equations, we also have four forms of quadratic functions. Illustrative examples. Determine if the given below represents a quadratic function or not. So as you can see, we have here four equations. So we are representing quadratic functions using equations. So for number 1, so our given is y is equal to 3x squared plus 4x plus 1. So upon inspection, as we can see, our term with the highest exponent is 3x squared. And since the highest exponent is 2, so our number 1 is quadratic function. So number 1 is quadratic function. Okay, for number 2, y is equal to negative 5x plus 3. So upon inspection, so the highest exponent of our variable x is 1. So meaning, this is not quadratic function. So for number 2, this is not a quadratic function. Then for number 3, so we have y is equal to 2 times the quantity of x plus 5 times the quantity of x minus 3. So here, we are going to simplify this first. So solving for this, so we will have y is equal to 2. Then if you have your FOIL method, this is equal to x squared plus 2x minus 15. So using FOIL method, then simplifying this, so we'll have y is equal to 2x squared plus 4x minus 30. So this is our resulting equation. Then upon inspection, our term with the highest exponent is 2. So therefore, this is quadratic function. This is a quadratic function. For number 4, f of x is equal to negative times the quantity of x minus 3 squared plus 2x plus 1. So simplifying this, so we will have negative Then we have x minus 3 times x minus 3 plus 2x plus 1. So this is equal to, using FOIL method, so we will have x squared. So I'll go directly to the point, minus 6x plus 9 plus 2x plus 1. Then this will have negative x squared plus 6x minus 9. So we multiply negative to our trinomial here. Then plus 2x plus 1. So simplifying this, we will have negative x squared. So we have 6x plus 2x. So that is positive 8x. Then we have negative 9 plus 1. That is negative 8. So we have f of x is equal to negative x squared plus 8x minus 8. So this is, since the highest exponent is 2, so our given is a quadratic function. Another way of representing quadratic function is by the use of table of values. So for our illustrative example, so determine if the given below represents a quadratic function or not. So our table here, for the values of x, we have negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. And for our y, we have 3, 0, negative 1, 0, and 3. So paano natin malalaman kung ang table na ito ay nagpapakita ng quadratic function? So una, titingnan natin ang interval ng ating x. So dapat siya ay constant. So kung makikita natin, so sa ating number line, if we are going to look at our number line, so 0, 1, 2, negative 1, negative 2. So the interval for our x is constant, which is 1. Okay, so interval niya is 1. Now, paano naman sa ating y? So kuhanin natin ang kanyang first difference. So paano kinukuha ang first difference? So dito, ima-minus mo yung nasa unahan na value in the preceding value. So for the first one, so our value is 0 minus 3. So what is 0 minus 3? The answer is negative 3. So our answer here is negative 3. Then the second one, negative 1 minus 0. The answer is negative 1. So we have here negative 1. Then the third one, so we have 0 minus negative 1. So this will be 0 plus 1. So this is equal to 1. Then for the last one, we have 3 minus 0. So the answer is 3. So this is what you call first difference. So first difference of y. Okay. Kung makikita ninyo, magkakaiba ang ating first difference of y. So, hindi pa natin pwedeng sabihin kung siya ba ay quadratic or not. So again, kukuhanin naman natin ang kanyang second difference. So, kukuhanin natin negative 1 minus 3, 1 minus negative 1, and 3 minus 1. So, unahin muna natin yung negative 1 minus 3. So, we will have negative 1 minus negative 3. So, we'll have negative 1 plus 3. The answer is positive 2. Next, what is 1 minus negative 1? So, we have 1 minus negative 1. So, 1 plus 1 equals 2. So, we have 2. Then, the last one, we have 3. 3 minus 1. So, the answer is 2. So, 2. Now, this is what you call your second difference. Second difference of y. Now, what did you notice sa ating second difference of y? So, we have 2 2, and 2. Are they similar? Are they constant? Yes, it is. So therefore, this table is represents quadratic function. So quadratic function pala, kung ang table, pag kinuha mo ang kanyang second difference at pare-parehong value, siya ay quadratic function. Another example for table of values. So again, determine if the given below represents quadratic function or not. So katulad ng ginawa kanina, so let's inspect our interval for x. So we have negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. So we have constant. The interval is 1. How about for the first difference in y? So we have negative 5 minus negative 8. So we have negative 5 minus negative 8. So we'll have negative 5 plus 8. The answer is 3. So the answer is 3. How about for the next one? Negative 4 minus negative 5. So we have negative 4 minus negative 5. So we have negative 4 plus 5. The answer is positive 1. How about the next one? Negative 5 minus negative 4. So this is negative 5 plus 4. The answer is negative 1. Then how about for the last one? Negative 8 minus negative 5. So we have negative 8 plus 5. The answer is negative 3. So this is again our first difference. How about for our second difference? So we'll have 1 minus 3. So the answer is negative 2. Negative 2. Then how about negative 1 minus 1? The answer is negative 2. So negative 1 minus 1, the answer is negative 2. How about negative 3 minus 1? So we have negative 3 minus negative 1. So the answer is negative 3 plus 1. The answer is negative 2. The answer is negative 2. So this is our second difference. And what did you notice in our second difference? Are the second difference constant? We have negative 2, negative 2, negative 2. So therefore, the table of values represents a quadratic function. Kanina, these two table represents quadratic function. Also, this one is a quadratic function. Now, ano ba ang hitsura ng graph ng mga table na to para malaman natin kung ano ba yung hitsura ng graph ng quadratic function? So, bear with me because I'm using whiteboard. Wala po akong graphing board. So let us graph this one. So let's have the y-axis. This is our y. And let's have our x-axis. This is our x. So we will have negative 1, negative 2, 1, 2. Then we'll have negative 1. So we have 1, we have 2, 3. Then let us plot our point. So where do you find negative 2? X is negative 2. So x, negative 2. Then y is 3. So it moves upward. 1, 2, 3. So let's assume our point is at here, this one. Then the other one, negative 1, 0. So this is our negative 1, then 0 for y. So it is located at this point. Then 0, negative 1. So our x is 0. Then y is negative 1. So this point. Then 1 for x and 0 for y. So x is 1 and 0 for y. So it is here. Okay, then for the last one, we have 2, negative 3. So we have x is 2 and y is negative 3. Okay. Then we are going to connect our dots. We are going to connect. Okay. Now, what can you notice in our graph? What shape of our graph do we have? So it is a V-shaped graph. So V-shaped graph. Okay, if the shape of the graph is V in this manner, it is called parabola. Parabola. Parabola is the graph of quadratic function. So, it is a V shape, okay? And the graph is called parabola. How about for number 2? So, our table 2 also represents quadratic function. So, we have here, okay? So, again, let's graph. So, we have here the y-axis. And let's have here the x-axis. So, y, x. Negative 1, negative 2, 1, 2. So, we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8. Then, let's plot the first point. So, negative 2, negative 8. So, where is negative 2? Negative 8. So, we have negative 2 downward, then negative 8 at this point. Okay, then next, negative 1, negative 5. So, we have negative 1, then negative 5 this point. Then, we have 0, negative 4. So, x is 0 here. The negative 4, this one. Okay, then 1, negative 5. So our x is 1 and y is negative 5. So at this one. Then 2, negative 8. So x is 2 and y is negative 8 going down. The negative 8, this point. Then connecting our dot. So we're going to connect the dots. Okay, what did you notice? Is it V-shaped? So it is V-shaped but inverted. So, and the graph is also called parabola. So the shape of the graph is inverted V shape. So if the graph is inverted V shape, this is also called parabola. But it opens downward. Yun namang sa kanina, this parabola opens upward. Okay, so this represents the quadratic function using the graph. So using the graph, you can determine the quadratic function if it is V-shaped, it opens upward, and another V-shape, inverted V-shape, and it moves downward.